This is the Chairman's Corner. We want to welcome to the studio the Wayne County Board of Commissioners Chairman. That would be Mr. Bill Pate. Bill, how you doing?
Doing great.
Appreciate you coming in and talking to us. This is going to be the first of many meetings that we have, and we're going to briefly talk about, first of all, we'll start with the last Commissioners meeting that was held. One subject in particular I wanted to ask you about, if you would just quickly go over the software program that was talked about.
The company is called Spillman, and the software would replace the software that the OES has, emergency services,
right,
the sheriff's department, and all the deputies, and it also changes the jail's software.
So all that software will be replaced or updated?
Yes, and you'll have software that talks to each other. Currently what we have is really basically three different systems. If a deputy makes an arrest, they have to come in and do their paperwork. They take them to the magistrate, they have to do their paperwork, and then if they're booked and put in jail, then the sheriff's department, the jail has to do another set.
So that's three different software packages right there.
Yeah, and the other thing is the software package that the sheriff uses currently is called Pistol. The maintenance contract, the company will no longer honor any maintenance on that software a year from now, in December of next year.
All right.
So the one we were looking at, Spillman, you don't just put it all in at one time. It takes nearly a year to put all the modules in to the system.
Wow.
So the timing, then that's why the timing came up that we needed to talk about.
That's going to all work out.
It could be some cost savings in the future because of course, a lot less paperwork, and it may be that there are some personnel slots that may not be needed. And I'm not trying to run anybody out the door, don't get me wrong. And we just wait to see how that works out. But by the way, the city of Goldsboro, the night before, talked about it, and they bought a package which was smaller, which will also talk to ours.
So let me understand this, that the system that we have now, they are each its own identity, its own entity.
That's right.
With the new system, we'll be able to communicate between the city, between the new detention center, between the sheriff's office and anybody, and the magistrate's office.
And the towns and municipalities. If I can get it out.
So Mount Olive?
Yes.
And Pikeville and Fremont?
At this time, the amount of usage by the others other than Goldsboro, since they're so large, the county is going to absorb that cost, and we'll determine at a later date whether we need to charge them. But right now, we're not planning on doing that.
So this software will be able to
countywide,
and will each municipality and city and law enforcement agency will be able to talk to each other.
They'll be able to look at data in real time. One could be sitting up here at the courthouse, and the deputy's out there at the other end of the county, and they can see the same information at the same time.
So that information will go out immediately.
Yeah. It's very, in a way, it's kind of similar with the Northwoods project that we did at the Department of Social Services. Okay. They were on an old paper system that they actually were able to transport files around, and it's just I called it a horse and buggy system.
Horse and buggy.
Now they have the Northwoods, and everybody can see the same thing at the same time. You don't have to go hunt down a file. You pull it up on your screen. You see all of it.
You know, when I say that the computers will talk to each other, I'm not talking literally speaking to each other. I'm talking about the computer will identify itself to another computer, and then they'll exchange information. The computers will.
Well, and you saw that there were a lot of questions, and the reason why this is a very expensive package over time.
There's a lot of discussion
it'll cost about around $3 million. It's a lot of money. There's no question about it. But you've got to look at future savings and the lives you may save by having this information available when a deputy has to make an arrest.
So how's this going to work? If a deputy pulls the car or goes to a residence, how will this help protect the deputy?
Well, if he knows who's in that car by the license plate, he can pull that up and see if there are any outstanding warrants, what their history is, so he'll know how to approach that particular individual.
You mean before he even gets out of his car?
That's correct.
He knows who's in there, and
he knows the car, so he'll be able to trace and see what the history of that person.
Okay. Well, that's good, because before now, they've just had to wait and get out and go check their identification.
That's right, and that can be dangerous at times.
Very
if
dangerous.
you don't know the situation, if you're not aware of what your situation is, and of course, I'm sure the sheriff can do a better job explaining that than I can.
Well, given the environment we're in the last couple of years, Bill, it's not safe being it never has been safe, but law enforcement has become extremely dangerous.
And the truth is, it's a calling, because they certainly don't do it for the money, because they're not getting rich out there.
No, they're not.
And I commend them, and I thank them every time I see them for a job well done, and hope they can also stay safe.
Indeed, I do as well. You know, I came through a license check the other day, and there was some new people out there, and they were all out during the holiday, and checking license and working.
Yeah.
And I told them how much we appreciated what they're doing. And I hope other people do that as well. When you see an officer, a law enforcement officer, tell them how much you appreciate what they're doing, because they're out there saving lives.
And our folks who are emergency services too. I mean, they're all tied
That's
in
right.
with this
They were
same
working.
system, and when they go out on the ambulance call now, they have to be very careful. There are sometimes they go on a scene that may be dangerous.
That's right.
And they need to know that.
That's exactly right.
And so it's important. It's important to have. I agree, it's still a hard pill to swallow on the cost. But we asked them, there were questions, did you check with other vendors? And they had the information there that they had done that. And this is a better product. It you have a site license. The other ones, if you add users, then you have to pay again. This one doesn't require you to do that. You can add as many users as you want.
Really? Oh, that's great.
That's important. It's almost like, if you buy some software at your house, if you buy almost like a site license, you can put that software on all your computers and phones and tablets and that kind of thing without an additional cost. Because that adds up, because sometimes we have a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
And it costs real dollars to do that.
It does. And I think what's really important about this, Bill, is it is a software that can save lives. So you can't put a price on a life.
Yeah, that's true.
And
exactly right.
and we're looking down the road. This will be with us for a while.
It's a forward-thinking software, and I think we did the right thing.
So we had to go for it.
Yeah, we did.
No pun intended. We had to bite the bullet and go for it, right?
You're exactly right.
Okay.
You're exactly right.
All right. Coming up, we've got a meeting this coming Tuesday. The Board of Commissioners of Wayne County meeting with their agenda briefing at 8 o'clock, and then the regular meeting beginning at 9 o'clock in the Commissioners' meeting room on the 4th floor of the Wayne County Courthouse.
It's going to be should be a fairly short meeting.
Well, that's good.
Matter of fact, I was kidding with them in the agenda meeting yesterday. I said, I don't know if we need to be having a meeting right after a holiday, because typically you don't have anything to really cover. And we went through the agenda meeting yesterday in about 15 minutes or less.
That's not very long.
It's just that, everybody's out of place, and things don't happen as they normally do during a holiday season. Right. But we're going to be looking at it. We've got a public hearing on some property in Salson Township, changing it from airport to residential agriculture, and we got some present use value things to cover. They're all in order. We'll get through that pretty quickly. Some budget amendments to cover, and then we're going to have 2 presentations. One is from Bobby Jones on coal ash, and then Duke Energy, Millie Chalk, she'll be here to represent their viewpoint.
So it'll be 2 opposing sides that are talking about coal ash, Bobby Jones.
Well, I don't know whether to be opposed or not. Well,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that they're perhaps finding a solution that they're all agreeing upon.
I'm sure they'll find an agreement somewhere. They'll find middle ground somewhere.
I think Duke has made a decision. They're going to destroy or actually burn the coal ash on site, and the technology of that is it goes into concrete. It's been used for years. Rather than hauling it to another site somewhere, which you've got problems with if you're going across the road, and or if you can put it on rail car. So I think it's a better solution.
It sounds much better.
Take care of it on site.
Sounds a lot more efficient than hauling it away.
So they just announced that a couple of weeks ago that they were going to do that.
Well, that'll be an interesting part of the meeting there.
Yeah, but other than that, I think it's going to be a fairly short meeting.
Well, no offense, but I'm glad to hear that, Bill.
Yeah.
That's good news.
I'm glad we're not spending any more money.
No, don't. All right, well, I'll tell you what. We'll be there covering it, and we'll invite everybody to attend.
Okay.
The Wayne County Board of Commissioners meetings are always open to the public, always, and that would be both the agenda briefing and the meeting itself. starting at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock respectively.
And you can
So-
live stream it too, can't you?
Yes, we are. We live stream that, as a matter of fact. We do. And if you would like to know how to do that, you go to waynegov.com. And on that main page of waynegov.com, you'll find a link to the live stream if you're not able to be here. So everybody's invited.
There are a lot of people who do that, by the way.
Do they really?
Oh yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
I get texts all the time while I'm sitting up there.
they're sitting there watching on,
They are
on their
watching.
computer, and they're texting you at the same time.
And I appreciate that they're doing that.
Well, I think that's just great. I appreciate you letting us know about that. And we're going to see you again in after the meeting.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
a couple of days after the meeting. And Bill, we appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Bill Pate is the chairman of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners, and this has been the Chairman's Corner.